Flensburg is a charming city in northern Germany, nestled right at the border with Denmark. With its picturesque setting and rich history, it's a place where cultures have blended for centuries, creating a unique atmosphere that you can feel as soon as you arrive. The city's location has always made it a crossroads between German and Danish traditions, and that's part of what makes Flensburg so special. It sits on the Flensburg Fjord, a stunning narrow inlet of the Baltic Sea that stretches inland from the coast. The fjord itself is a vital part of the city's identity, shaping its landscape and its way of life. On sunny days, the water sparkles with activity. Sailboats, ferries and fishing vessels all sharing the waves. For centuries, Flensburg was actually part of Denmark, and you can still sense that legacy everywhere you look. The city's old town is filled with Danish flags and architecture that harken back to its days under Danish rule. The city's history stretches all the way back to the Vikings, who once sailed these waters and settled along the shores. Today, museums and archaeological sites in Flensburg proudly display artifacts from this fascinating era, connecting the present to a distant past. Life in Flensburg has always been deeply tied to the sea. The harbor bustles with activity, and the rhythm of daily life still follows the tides, just as it did centuries ago. Fishing, trade and shipbuilding really thrived here, turning Flensburg into a prosperous port. The old warehouses and shipyards along the waterfront are reminders of the city's maritime heritage, and many are still in use today. The city had a strong Danish character, which is still visible in its architecture, language, and even the street signs, many of which are written in both Danish and German. The language, customs, and architecture all reflected its Scandinavian heritage. Walking through Flensburg, you'll notice the colorful facades, steep gabled roofs, and cozy courtyards that are so typical of Danish towns. Even today, you can still see reminders of this Danish past as you explore the city. From Danish street names to monuments and museums, Flensburg's unique blend of cultures is celebrated and preserved, making it a fascinating place to visit and discover. In the 19th century, the political map of Europe was in a constant state of flux, with borders shifting and new nations emerging. The region around Flensburg, located at the crossroads of Denmark and Germany, was especially affected by these changes. As empires rose and fell, the people living in this area found themselves caught between competing national interests and identities. Nationalism was definitely on the rise, fueling passionate debates about language, culture, and belonging. In Flensburg, the streets were often decorated with both Danish and German symbols, reflecting the divided loyalties of its residents. The sense of community was strong, but so too was the tension between different national groups. After the Second Schleswig War in 1864, Flensburg, along with the entire region of Schleswig-Holstein, was annexed by Prussia. This event dramatically altered the political landscape, as Prussian rule brought new laws, customs, and expectations. The annexation was not just a change of government, it was a profound shift in daily life for everyone in the region. This was honestly a turning point. The city's familiar rhythms were disrupted, and many residents struggled to adapt to the new reality. Old traditions were challenged, and the future felt uncertain for both Danish and German families living side by side. Flensburg became part of a unified Germany, and German national symbols began to appear everywhere, from government buildings to local celebrations. The city was now officially German, but its heart remained divided. The transition wasn't easy though. Many residents felt a sense of loss, as familiar Danish customs and language were gradually replaced by German influences. Everyday life was filled with reminders of the city's changing identity. Flensburg's identity was split between its Danish past and its new German present. The city's architecture, festivals, and even its food reflected this unique blend of cultures, creating a place unlike any other in the region. Many residents still felt a strong connection to Denmark, holding on to their traditions and celebrating their heritage even as the world around them changed. Danish festivals and language persisted, keeping the memory of the past alive. The city found itself at a cultural crossroads where two nations met and mingled. Flensburg's story is one of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of identity in the face of shifting borders. After World War II, Flensburg became even more significant. It was actually the last seat of the German government before the country's surrender. The city was spared from heavy bombing, which, left its historic architecture intact. Flensburg became a refuge for Germans fleeing the east. The city's population swelled, and this influx, well, it further shaped Flensburg's character. It became a real melting pot of different German cultures. Today, Flensburg is, well, a fascinating blend of Danish and German influences. You can actually hear both languages spoken on the streets. The architecture, really reflects both traditions. The cuisine is a delicious mix of German hearty fare and Danish seafood specialties. Flensburg is home to both German and Danish schools. There are cultural institutions that celebrate both heritages. The city embraces its dual identity, and honestly, this makes it a unique and enriching place to visit. Flensburg today is a vibrant city with a unique blend of old-world charm and modern energy, making it a delightful destination for travelers of all kinds. Nestled right on the border between Germany and Denmark, Flensburg has a special atmosphere that you won't find anywhere else. The city's streets are alive with the sounds of laughter, conversation, and the clinking of coffee cups at bustling outdoor cafes, where both locals and visitors gather to soak up the lively ambience. Its historic harbour is lined with rows of colourful buildings that tell stories of centuries past. Once a thriving centre for maritime trade, the harbour today is a picturesque spot to watch boats drift by or to enjoy a relaxing stroll along the water's edge, especially as the sun sets and the city glows with golden light. The pedestrianised city centre is just perfect for strolling and shopping, with charming boutiques, cosy bakeries, and inviting shops lining the cobblestone streets. Whether you're searching for unique souvenirs, sampling local treats, or simply people watching, there's always something to discover around every corner. The city is also a gateway to exploring the beautiful Flensburg fjord, where sparkling blue waters invite you to take a boat trip, go sailing, or just relax by the shore and enjoy the stunning views of nature and city blending together. Flensburg's unique history as a border town is part of its enduring charm. Here you'll find architecture and landmarks that reflect both Danish and German influences, telling the story of a city shaped by two cultures over the centuries. It's a place where cultures meet and traditions blend seamlessly. Festivals, markets, and everyday life in Flensburg are filled with a mix of Danish and German customs, from food and music to language and celebrations. A visit to Flensburg is a chance to experience the best of both Denmark and Germany in one fascinating city. Whether you're drawn by its history, its vibrant present, or the promise of new adventures, Flensburg welcomes you with open arms and a truly unique spirit.